Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you and welcome back to Salam Cafe. Back at 9 p.m. on a Monday night, it's looking good. Well, I thought so anyway.
Better than Desperate Housewives.
I thought our first show was great. We had a great guest and had a great cup of tea, courtesy of Chai Boy.
Ceylon tea, I've been practicing for the week, so if the coffee tasted good last week, it'll taste excellent. If not,
make chai, not war.
Make chai, not war. That's the slogan of Salam Cafe.
Talk to?
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. I'm enjoying the holidays now that exams are over. So school's going to start again, but I don't want to talk about that today.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, that's true. Kept us in line.
Oh, okay.
Well, Ed, good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Like the jacket, man. It's very
It's good,
swell.
isn't it? It is.
I was thinking about wearing a jacket.
It's just a bit. It's been just a bit chilly, so I just thought I'd slip this on, and then I just think I look pretty cool.
What animal did you kill?
Sorry?
Yeah.
What animal did you kill?
I wouldn't know. I just bought it at a shop.
His wife bought it.
I mean, what do you go hunting for your clothes?
Oh, for sure. 2 lions for this. No, joking.
For that cotton t-shirt. Fantastic. Far right, Adnan Hassan, nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to be back. In a previous episode of Salam Cafe, we were talking about funny places we prayed. And Susan mentioned she prayed in a department store change room. So I thought, oh, yeah, good idea, I'll try that. So last week I did that. And Susan was right, that when you do that, the mirrors in the change room are quite distracting. I discovered that there's something else about change rooms, and that is that there's all these sewing pins on the floor, and when you go down to pray and bow, you got to just watch out. You might cop one in the nose or in the hands or something.
And there's your wudu gone right
And what
away.
about people in the next change rooms? They just see someone's head on the ground.
Yeah, so they see someone praying and then they hear, ouch,
Yeah,
ouch.
that's the thing.
I don't get freaked out seeing someone's head on the floor.
Sorry, Susan.
Yes, yes.
I didn't say hello.
No, you didn't.
I forgot about you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Now listen, before we get on to anything else, I had such a funny thing, it was serious too, on the radio. A prominent Australian is going on Hajj. Bega Cheese has been sponsored by the Saudi government to feed the 5 million Hajjis.
The pilgrimage.
On the pilgrimage to Mecca.
Oh.
We've got Bega Cheese is now the food on Hajj to be eaten. Each Hajji will be given a little block of Bega cheese.
Bega?
So just imagine a little block of Bega in a little ihram, little outfit.
That's a lot of...
It's touching. Go Australia! You're
That's a lot of
taking over Hajj. What a market!
And every pilgrim in Mecca
We'll get Bega cheese.
will get one little thing of Aussie cheese. Well, we need Vegemite next. That'll be enough then.
Oh, the one I went, they had Hungry Jacks there. Like, you're in the plains, like the most ancient place on earth or something, and then you're walking around and you just suddenly see Hungry Jacks 200 metres. All right.
Well, inshallah, God willing, I'm going to go for Hajj this year. I've got plans to go with my partner, so I will.
Yeah, yes. Bring back the cheese wrapper.
Actually, I'm planning on going too, so we
You can both.
We could put our cheese together and make a pizza or something.
Have a sandwich.
So thank you, Bega, for that.
Can I just guess, country New South Wales enters into...
Hajj.
Just on the praying thing, it's fine when you go into department stores and you can find places to do it, but the hardest thing is if you need to make wudu, you know, because before
You better explain wudu for everyone.
Yep.
Well, you know, before we do the 5 ritualistic prayers that we do throughout the day, we perform an ablution with water, and you wash your hands
Bits and
and
pieces.
whatever, and you also wash your feet as part of it.
It's always the test.
The devil's in the detail, and that's always very tricky.
Let's go to Salam Cafe to go.
I think they elucidate this point well.
Yeah,
Let's have a look what they've got to say on the issue.
Shall do.
pain in the neck. Oh, yeah. Just working out for the athletics. Yeah. See you in a couple of hands. What are you doing? Your flies aren't done. That's sick, man. What are you doing? In the sink? Oh, this is the sink! Oh, thanks, man. I didn't know that. Thanks. Yeah. Whew. I don't speak English today. I don't speak English today. Maybe another day. Hey man, that's dirty. You put out a sink. Come on, man. You call this dirty? How many times you wash your face every day? Yeah? Well, I wash my feet 5 times a day. Therefore, my feet are cleaner than your face. Thank you.
Mercy. I can completely relate to that 100%. As in, you know, the whole foot in the sink.
Yeah.
The other week I drove up into country Victoria with my sister and I thought, look, I'm going to go inside, quickly make wudu and pray. Turns out that people have seen me walk in my hijab and, you know, hi, how you going?
No foot in the air.
Inside there, my hijab was like half off because I was wiping my hair and my foot was in the sink and 2 ladies were laughing and joking along the walk-in and just, you know, they say, you know, 1,000 words, just that look, you know, it was just like looking at each other, looking at me, and I'm like, I didn't know what to say. There was no like jumping jacks moving. I don't know what
the stretch.
And when we were filming
Only you had watched that video.
I know.
Now you know 6 things to do.
Actually, when we were filming it in the toilets at the university. We actually had some guy who was using the toilet facilities at the same time. I didn't hear us be going, no, just put your foot. Anyway, he came out and he did, like, he looked at us with my foot in the sink and, like, I couldn't even explain it to him at that point, even though it had 6 reasons. Like, it was
So,
But, you know, you can get away with anything if there's a camera there.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
So,
that's so true.
I nominate Nazim for the cleanest feet in Melbourne.
I washed my foot about 80 times in 5 minutes.
Some
did
serious
you-
Hassanat just popping up
well,
there.
I think seriously, if you see anyone doing that in public, washing their feet or, you know,
Cut them some slack.
Say, I've seen that on Salam Cafe.
I know what you're talking about, no need to explain 4 letters.
Just like we're going to see Vegas after the break. Welcome back to Salam Cafe. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. We have a very special guest with us tonight, probably our youngest guest so far. First year medical student at Melbourne University.
Yep.
Doing medicine. Yep. Fantastic. And a bit of an interesting story about your childhood, starting off in primary school, and tell us a little bit about that.
So we're going to get his name.
Who are you?
The nameless stranger.
What's your name? Magus Abdullah, is that correct?
Alhamdulillah, that's
There you
correct.
go, I've done well, mate.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
I was
Thanks for the
just
reminder.
making sure.
I used to forget people giving them coffee.
Yeah.
Never forget the guest's name. There
Got your wicked coffee over here.
you go.
Make show.
Unbelievable.
So tell us, you started off at Minaret College you were in the first class
Yep.
of how many students?
There are about 20.
20.
Of the whole
Yeah,
school.
of the whole school, yeah.
Sorry, so hang on. What age groups are we talking?
Probably between prep to 3 or 4.
In one class?
3 or 4, yeah, in one class, with about 1 or 2 teachers.
Okay.
That's about it.
So those preppies must have been in genii.
We used to have like about 2 boards, I think, 2 blackboards. So you'd have one on one side and the other on the other side. So, you know, whoever was you know, kind of excelling or whatever, would just
Sit on
turn
the other
around,
side of the class.
just kind of swivel around and look at the other board and start copying stuff down. So
Look at what it produces.
Exactly.
So you would have been in prep at that time?
yeah, I was, yeah.
So how is that? Because that's like a year is a big age difference at that age, let alone from what's that, 3-4 years gap.
Yeah. It was weird. I can't remember very well, but yeah, there were a few students who were kind of, you know, forgetting about the prep work and just trying to do some other stuff. So it was kind of different.
It's
Yeah.
like those small country schools, a lot of the small town schools, they have to have composite classes.
Yeah.
But the school grew and you grew, so year two, last year you were ducks of the school.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Congratulations.
Thank you for that.
Good
Thank you for
stuff.
that.
Well done. We've got a ducks on the cafe panel.
How did your Salam Cafe experience?
It's been great so far.
How's your experience in Year 12? How did you find VC? I know a lot of students find it like neck breaking. How did you find it?
It was neck breaking, and to tell you the truth, at the end of it, I was just scratching my head and saying, like, what was that? Yeah, because it just went past so fast. While you're in it, you're so concentrated on what you're doing that you never have much time to really, you know, look back and say, hey, what kind of experiences am I having?
Did you anticipate where you would be now?
No, not really. No, not at all.
I mean, you were telling us off camera, but you didn't even look at your score.
No, yeah. Like, it came out, I think, on the Monday. And I wasn't really interested because there were a number of
Sorry, you what?
I wasn't interested. I was like, yeah.
I'm only going to go to Melbourne Uni.
None of that.
But he didn't know.
None of that. No, I had no idea. So I was like, yeah, whatever comes in Allah's hands. So, you know.
I know that you tutor some of the kids in the Ethiopian community as a volunteer thing. What sort of tips do you have for the students? We're getting into the business end of the year for all those kids out there doing their VCE. What sort of study advice do you have for them?
Well, there's a number of different things you can do. You can go after the teachers a lot, especially if they're helpful. Some of them aren't. The old,
now the truth comes out.
Not in Minaret. Yeah.
Every teacher.
I've got nothing but good things to say about Minaret College. But, no, you do find the odd grumpy old.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm going to not continue. Yeah, so go chase up your teachers. If you've got any queries or something like that, just clear them out.
Did you play any sports or anything?
In Year 12?
Yeah.
I did a bit during lunchtime just to clear my head. Otherwise, just to release some frustration about some kind of
On the ball.
you know, illogical mathematical problems that you can't work out. So yeah, I did a bit of that, but not anything competitive or anything like that. So
That's what I found. A lot of students in Year 12 to sort of overcome the stresses, they sort of get involved in sports and keep themselves, you know, a bit of balance between study and sport.
yeah, otherwise you just blow up because.
Now, there's an interesting story here, though, isn't there? Because you reached a point where you had to make some kind of decision. There's obviously
To be or not to be?
yeah. You're in an Islamic school system, and this is what I'm told. I've never actually asked you this, which is it's really bad. I should have. But, you were thinking of leaving at one point.
That was around about the end of Year 11.
Yep.
End of year 11. So just for Year 12.
Just for Year 12.
Why? And tell us why were you thinking of leaving?
There are a couple of things. Maybe just I wanted to just try something new, see maybe just
Whoa, at
new
the end of Year 11.
It's not a gamble, man.
I'm that kind of person, you know.
And maybe see if there are better facilities out somewhere else.
Better anything, yeah. So I'm not banging anything or anything like that. But just want to try to see if there's a new environment or something that might. Because I was getting kind of bored.
We've been there since prep.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah, not only with that, but just you see new faces.
Yeah.
So, and there are a few other reasons as well. But when it came to the crutch, I just thought, you know, after all this 11 or 12 years, you know, they've more or less, you know, brought me up from childhood to.
How was your family during Year 12? Because I remember, like, when I did Year 12, and a lot of other people I know, the whole family, it's like they're doing the Year 12.
Yeah.
Like, did your family stress out heaps? And
I didn't do Year 12 really. It was mum.
Oh, right.
Mum and dad.
They're actually the medical students now,
That's what it is. That's where it's
Oh,
at.
your mum got a lot of A's. So what were the factors behind your decision? Like you say, ultimately you said you're going to stay.
Yeah.
I mean, was this a decision you made on your own, or was there a lot of pressure, or?
No, it was essentially my decision. You know, a lot of people said different things, but you know, very different things, I must say.
Like what?
A lot of my old friends would say just try to go. Some of my old friends just said stay. Some of my parents said this, teachers said that.
Well, I guess the moral of the story is that all the Islamic schools are a new thing on the scene, and they started, like Maga said, in 1992, or in the last 10-15 years, from being very small schools, and now they've reached, some of them have got 1,000 students. So it's just it's good to see that they're producing excellent Australian graduates who are getting great marks, and that that the schools are thriving and growing, and that they're producing nice, lovely, well-balanced people like Maga.
So how have you found you've moved from that environment into Melbourne Uni? That must be quite a...
It's different. For sure, it is a change, but nevertheless, there's a lot of Muslims in Melbourne Uni as well. So there's a thriving Islamic society there. So I'll give a plug to that.
How do you like the prayer room there? One of our
it's a nice one.
Designed it as the architect. Do you like it?
Yeah, mashallah, it's great. I've hardly seen any mosque like that. It's really nice. So the Islamic society there is great. So you don't really feel that you're left out, or you just hang around. But like Dr. Hassan here. Must have found it kind of different being a medical student.
Many years ago. We won't go how many years ago.
How is it now, though? So how's life now for you? Looking ahead into the future.
It's nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Doing medicine at Melbourne Uni is nice and easy.
Compared to VCE, for sure it is.
Okay.
Seriously, medicine. I mean,
it's a walk in the park.
Seriously. Anybody who finds medicine difficult. It's not like it's law or something.
Now we're stroking our own ego.
All right, I'll just be quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, Megan. So you must you seem as though you carry the title of Dux with a little bit of I'd rather not talk about it type of thing. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we talked about it.
How long did it take to get his enter score out of his mouth as a response? So what did you get? I don't know, like a really good score.
Yeah.
It really plays it down. Have you gone back to the school and sort of encouraged the other kids to say you guys can do it and promoted, going on to the next level?
I've tried to get down there a couple of times, but I've been kind of busy here and there doing some stuff. But I've left my details there for anybody who wanted to contact me, for like VC students or anything like that. So.
That's great. Well, look, we encourage you to get down there, down to the other schools, and we look forward. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll be visiting you as a patient with my young children, and you'll be looking after them and. Who knows what the future holds. So look, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Good luck for your studies, and hope it all works out.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No worries, anytime. We'll be back after the break. Thanks a lot. That was great. Welcome back to Salam Cafe, and just to remind everybody, www.salamcafe.com.au. You've probably gone to the website plenty of times, maybe a few times a day. It's all been updated.
Yeah.
Sure. It's quite good. I had a look at it the other night, and Verity and the guys at Swish Connect have done a great job. It's a big change from last time. Keep the emails coming, although we're not having the email segment. That doesn't mean that we don't want to hear from you about guests.
Oh, look, if there is can I get your permission? If there is a good one, if there's a really good one, well, I'll read it out.
Yeah, if the email's crackerjack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That'd be
If it's as good
You
as
remember the two Jimmies from last series?
They were great.
Yeah, they were.
If we go to two Jimmies, we're reading that out. I don't care. And if you don't want me to, that's bad luck. You can do something else.
Just to remind everyone about what we're doing, the new thing, don't email. The question for this week is, remember I gave you a bit more time, so you could go and have a think, go on a retreat, workshop, practice paper, brainstorm. The question was, most creative answer, if you could own a shop on Sydney Road, what would you sell and what would you call it? We're looking for creative genius.
Salam Cafe.
I think that's been done.
Email.
So, mail at salamcafe.com.au. sensational. There's just some. I've laughed, I've cried, I had to have a sleep. It's just been.
You sound like your daughter.
You sound like I was about to say exactly.
Put you to sleep.
Talking about good things, great news on the antennas front. Can you tell us a bit about the antennas?
Well, the Antenna Awards are the Channel 31 Community TV Awards of Excellence.
They're the Logies.
The logo.
No, they're beyond the
Logies.
They're the Golden Globes. They're the Academy Awards.
That's right, Academy Awards.
If not,
And like I said, Ahmed, would you like to tell us about the antennas?
Yeah, well, the good news is that Salam Cafe has been shortlisted as a nominee in 3 categories. First category is
Best use of an alhamdulillah. Sorry, go.
Best faith-based program.
Good.
Best culturally diverse program. That's us. Best panel program.
All right.
So let's wait and see. It's 22nd of July. Looking forward to the night. See what happens.
Well, I think Fish Cam's going to put up tough competition.
No, they're showing it across the country on all Channel 31 networks.
So it's a national.
So you're saying this is a national competition?
Yep.
I don't know about
For
that.
everyone who has antennas and gets reception.
Fantastic.
So please, everyone, say dua, pray for us that we win, inshallah, because it's the sky's the
We
limit.
promise that we'll actually bring it in.
They should have
And
an
it's
award.
the fame won't change us.
But they should have an award for the best coffee maker.
We'll just say entourage.
Our side would win that, no problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to say on the antennas, like I was rapt. I was, as they say, stoked that.
That's what kids say.
as they say, I don't say. I was really happy that we came finalists. But what pleased me most was the response I got from the camera crew and the guys upstairs from RMIT TV. They were blown away that their show had been nominated to become finalists.
Well, we couldn't have done it without them.
Let's face it, they're the only things that are really good about the show.
And professional.
Yeah. So that's it. Just makes
Without them, there is no show. Believe me.
So yeah, inshallah, if we win, you're so going to know about it. If we don't, we're never going to speak of it again.
Now, can I borrow a line from you quickly, Nazim? This coffee's terrible. You're fired. And
Yeah, bring back.
So I told you I can only make tea.
no,
Terrible because
Only
it's
make
tea.
chai.
yeah.
That's all he knows.
Make chai, not war.
July 22, live on C31. Be watching. Hopefully, good news.
And also
If not,
Be a guest presenter.
if not, it could just be. We'll see you next week on Salam Cafe. Yeah, that's right. Good night. Goodbye.
Alaikum salam.
If it's-